Are you looking for a delicious duck sauce for the holiday season, for Christmas, or just for any regular day occasion? In this recipe, I will show you how to make a duck orange sauce, otherwise known by duck à l'orange or bigarade sauce. This rich, tangy, and sweet acidic orange sauce offsets the succulent, fatty duck meat perfectly. Welcome to the Sauce and Gravy channel. This is Johnny Mac, and we're going to do a duck orange sauce, or otherwise known as duck à l'orange. So buckle up, let's go. Now this is the ultimate duck sauce. It goes with it absolutely perfectly. It has a sweet and sour type taste with a hint of acidity, which breaks through that wonderfully fatty, juicy, tender duck meat. It just breaks down, goes with it absolutely wonderfully. It's a great combination. So we're going to start off here with the zesting of 3 oranges and 1 lemon. So go ahead, if you have a zester, go ahead use a zester. If not, you can use a potato peeler. Peel off some of the wonderful skin, try not to get any of the pith. And then you can take a knife and julienne those peeled pieces just to make them into nice, straight, more or less sticks. Just like what you see here. You don't have to have the zester to do that. Now it's a good idea to go ahead and start a saucepan filled with water. You want to put it up to high heat. You're going to bring that to a boil. Once it comes to a rolling boil, you're going to take all of the zest of all of the oranges and the lemon, and then you're just going to go ahead and throw it on in. And you will cook this for 5 minutes or blanch it for 5 minutes. It's going to make these guys nice and tender. Another option is to also more or less candy these zests if you want to put a little bit of sugar in that water. Make it a little bit syrupy and cook it down for 5 minutes in that sugary water. It'll also make it nice and sweet. But for this recipe, we're just sticking to regular old water. While our little zests are getting a little bit zesty in their wonderful jacuzzi bath, we're going to go ahead and grab those 3 oranges that we zested. We're going to cut them down and we're going to go ahead and juice them. These 3 oranges, they should make approximately 1 cup or 237 milliliters of juice. Alright, so our zests are done loosening up. They've been in that jacuzzi for about 5 minutes. It's time to go ahead and take them out. Grab something to strain them with, and then grab a bowl so that you can just dump it on in, or you can do this over the sink if you wanted to. Whatever's easiest for you, but go ahead and strain out all those wonderful zests. Now it's time to go ahead and cool these guys down. So we're going to grab a nice cold water bath. You can put ice in it if you want to. It's not totally necessary. Just as long as it's cool water, we're going to go ahead and dunk these guys into it. It'll cool them off, get that cooking process stopped, as well as rinse them off. It'll also help them to keep that wonderful color, that bright, vibrant orange look to it. So it'll look great in the presentation in the end with the wonderful sauce. Now to get back to the oranges, again we're juicing 3 oranges. It'll make up roughly about 1 cup or 237 milliliters of juice. You can juice it any way that you like. I've got a handy dandy electric juicer. You don't have to have that. You can do it by hand. You can squeeze it into a bowl. We're going to go ahead and prepare our gastrique now. So we're going to grab sugar, 3 tablespoons of sugar or 45 grams. Give that guy a little shake so that he coats the bottom of the saucepan. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in 1/3 cup or 79 milliliters of red wine vinegar into this. For this recipe, we're going to go ahead and mix these 2 together from the start. We're going to go ahead and cook them down into a nice syrupy consistency. There is another alternative way to do this. You can always start off with the sugar, put a little bit of just a drop of water into the sugar, caramelize the sugar until it's an amber type color, and then once it's reached that point, you can go ahead and dump in your red wine vinegar or your vinegar, and from that point you'll reduce that down. But for this recipe, we're going to combine it all together. I find that it's a whole lot easier and a little bit less of a hassle. Cooking down this gastrique, you definitely want to kind of keep your head back because it will definitely knock your socks off if you take a big heavy whiff of this in. That vinegar is powerful, my friends. So kind of step back, stand back a little bit while you're doing this. But don't step away because this does take just a couple minutes to do. So it reduces down fairly quick. And the last thing that you want to do is burn this. You don't really want to burn it because it becomes a huge mess. And this gastrique is starting to look really good. It's starting to become a little bit thicker. The goal here is to get a nice thick syrupy dark consistency. So we're starting to get to that point. It's bubbling nicely. It's nice and thick. So now we can go ahead and add our orange juice. So now we have our orange juice in our gastrique. We're going to go ahead and grab a spoon. We're going to mix this all together. We want to dissolve that gastrique, so that sugar-vinegar combination, that little bit of a syrupy mixture, we're going to dissolve that into our orange juice. So go ahead, grab that spoon, give it a nice stir. Once the mixture is well combined, you're ready to go. We're going to add our brown veal stock, or you can just use any sort of brown stock if you wish. We're going to add it to the mixture, and then we're going to go ahead and turn this up to roughly a medium-high heat. You're going to want to bring this guy to a boil. And once it starts to boil, you'll see a lot of impurities, a lot of fat rising to the top. Always, my friend, it's a good idea to grab a spoon or a ladle and start skimming off those impurities. Get all that stuff off. You'll have to do this throughout the entire reduction process because there's a lot of impurities that do come out, and you do want a nice clean sauce. We're going to go ahead and we're going to reduce this mixture down by half. My friends, this is such a delicious sauce. If you're going to make a duck breast, if you're going to cook a duck, well, then you need to go all out with the sauce. You don't need to half-ass it, more or less. You need to go all out with the sauce. This sauce is not too terribly difficult to make. It tastes absolutely phenomenal, so it's definitely worth all the time and effort that you're going to put into it. It's great for any sort of special event, for Christmas, for any sort of holiday type party, or just any sort of everyday special occasion at your home. Alright, my friends, so we're starting to get a little bit closer to completion of this sauce. So this is the last major step before we throw everything together. For this particular sauce recipe, I am using duck breast, but the same sort of principle would apply if you're going to cook the whole duck, say you cooked it in the oven. For this specific recipe, I'm going to use a saute pan. I'm going to saute the breasts. If you cook the duck in the oven, you can cook it in the oven and use the drippings. The whole goal here is really just to get the wonderful fond onto some sort of surface. So for this recipe, we're going to go ahead and throw the duck breast side down into the saute pan. We're going to cook this down, and the duck is a rather fatty bird, so you're going to render that fat out, cook it slowly on the skin side down, and then flip it, cook it on the other side a little bit. But you definitely don't want to burn that fond, so make sure that you do pay attention to it and make sure that you don't burn it, and you want that fond to be a nice golden brown. But once it's done, go ahead and take that duck out, put it to the side, cover it up, keep it warm, let it rest. Check out all that wonderful grease that duck released. Now, duck fat is absolutely fantastic to cook with. I suggest that you save it, so to get a container, put it into the refrigerator, keep it for later. But check it out, folks. Look at all that wonderful fond. All those little brown, golden brown chunks, fantastic. That's what we're looking for. Lovely flavor. So we reduced that stock mixture down by half while we were cooking the duck, and now it's time to go ahead and throw it into our wonderful saute pan with all of that wonderful fond. And we're still over medium heat here, folks. Grab a flat-headed spatula, go ahead and start scraping all that fond off the bottom. That fond is flavor, my friends. Go ahead and make sure you get every little last bit of it. Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, just scrape as much as possible. And as you can see, that wonderful liquid that we reduced down, it is glossy, it's oily, it's reduced down really nicely. That's what we're looking for right there, folks. But we're over medium heat, scraping the bottom, looking good. Just make sure that you get it all. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to reduce this mixture down by half. You can reduce it more if you like. If you like a thicker sauce, you can definitely do that. It's really just taster's choice. This sauce is coming together so nicely. It's reduced down really well. It's nice and glossy. Check that out. You can even see my reflection in that sauce. Absolutely fantastic. So it's been roughly about 5 minutes and we've reduced this down by half, so we're looking really good. This is right where I want to be for what I'm looking for. So we're going to go ahead and grab a clean saute pan and something to strain out this liquid. There's a lot of chunks in it, a lot of pieces of that duck that we don't want to stay into the sauce. So we're going to go ahead and clean it up a little bit, grab a strainer, and go ahead and dump it into that new, fresh, clean saucepan. Now it's time for the final touches on this sauce. We're going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of an orange liqueur. If you have Cointreau, go ahead and use that. Use whatever you have, but we're going to throw in 2 tablespoons. Now it's time to add another little friend to the party, our orange zest and our lemon zest. Go ahead and grab them, throw them on in. And we are off heat here, folks, so we are off heat so the heat's not back on. We're just going to go ahead and mix these guys in together, make sure that it's well incorporated. And then, as always, it's a good idea to taste the sauce, make sure that it's tasting appropriately. If you need to adjust the seasoning, add a little bit of salt, add a little pepper to taste. Just make sure it tastes the way that you want it to taste. And there you have it, my friends. You have a duck orange sauce, or duck à l'orange, or Bigorade sauce. Absolutely fantastic sauce for duck. Hey, well, thanks for watching. Please do leave your comments below. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below as well. And if you like sauces and gravies, whether they're savory or deliciously sweet, do smash that like button below. There are more sauces and gravies to come. And remember, my friends, to live, love, and make gravy.